Tonight, police pounce on multiple car thieves.
Get out of here now! You're under arrest.
Shocking details from the Grosvenor mine investigations.
A campaign to secure more housing for youth.
And car park closures as the Fitzroy River rises.
This is 7 News with Joanne Desmond and Nathan Spurling.
Good evening, thanks for joining us.
Good evening.
Rockhampton police have cracked down on a crime wave, arresting several people in connection to stolen cars and a violent home invasion. But as they step up efforts to curb crime, officers are urging the public not to take matters into their own hands.
Tracking their scent, there's no escaping Rockhampton's police dog and his handler.
Police dog, get out of here now! You're under arrest.
Police swarming occupants of an alleged stolen silver Great Wall cannon, taken from a home nearby on the weekend and allegedly driven dangerously through Rockhampton. Police tracked down the vehicle to Charles and Musgrave Street, arresting 1 man and 3 women. Then another 3 men days later. The group now facing 27 charges, including unlawful use of a motor vehicle, stealing and drug offences. Police have also charged 3 people over an alleged home invasion at Norman Gardens last week. 2 men and a woman are accused of forcing their way into a McGrath Street home, threatening the resident with a machete before stealing valuables and a car. A recent spike in crime has officers reminding residents to avoid taking matters into their own hands.
The last thing we want is good people being charged with offences for things that they've done in response to that. We will get these people, we will lock them up, and they will answer for their crimes.
Nadia Lord, 7 News.
Harrowing details have come to light as tens of thousands of documents are reviewed in the investigation into last year's Grosvenor mine explosion. The Mining and Energy Union has the difficult task of deciding whether or not workers should return to the site. Bryn Wakefield has more.
The Mining and Energy Union is set to finish its report into last year's Grosvenor mine explosion by the end of March. A methane-fueled fire sparked in June, forcing a full evacuation and closure of the coal site. All employees were removed and thankfully no one was injured. Union members are now reviewing around 90,000 pieces of data, including witness reports.
The standout story is of the coal mine worker who never received the message to evacuate, who was only given the orders to evacuate or making a phone call.
In a statement, Anglo American says imagery from cameras lowered into the mine site show limited damage and that it's working towards re-entering the site this year to assess infrastructure.
The other standout stories are the blokes who actually were on the longwall face at the time, who witnessed the ignition. As an underground miner, you can only imagine that. And the shivers that would have put through you.
It's the second recent incident at the site after another explosion in 2020 injured 5 workers. The MEU says recommendations made in its report will be industry-wide.
Thanks for that, Bryn. Well, the Mayor has thrown his support behind a campaign to have a youth foyer in Rockhampton. The housing units come with assistance to ensure young people can transition effectively and move permanently from homelessness to employment.
Some young people haven't been given the start they deserve.
It's not easy being homeless and at 15.
Life's challenges hindering their potential. Top that with a housing crisis, and it's no wonder many feel like they can't get ahead. But the state government has a solution to build more youth foyers.
There's five opportunities out there for locations, and we want to see Central Queensland and Rockhampton as one of those locations.
Giving 18 to 25-year-olds who are learning or working access to self-contained, affordable housing.
It's about supporting them into that transition between homelessness into stable accommodation, supporting them with education, training, employment and independent living skills.
Mayor Tony Williams joined the CQ Housing and Homelessness Alliance campaign today to secure one for the region.
Unfortunately, we lose a lot of our bright young people off to the major centres, and part of that reason is because of the housing and the lack of housing and the shortage of housing.
And make sure our youth are properly supported with the tools they need.
Supported accommodation, they work with staff to address their needs and barriers so that at the end of their time at the foyer, they can transition into their own place and live successfully.
Caitlin Steadman, 7 News.
2 car parks in Rockhampton are closed as the Fitzroy River rises from recent rain in North Queensland. The Derby Street Lower Car Park and Archer Street Car Park closed as the rising water levels threaten to flood low-lying areas. Water levels are expected to drop early next week, with council crews reassessing on Monday. Rockhampton Council is encouraging motorists to plan ahead.
Remote-controlled mining has become the new norm at one group of Bowen Basin coal sites. Anglo American says its technology is keeping workers safe and improving output.
It's a whole new, safer and speedier approach to mining.
Underground, we automate our longwall shearer, our powered roof supports, the complete integrated process of that longwall equipment.
Moranbah North, Aquila and the now closed Grosvenor mine all have capacity to operate from the surface, making use of underground machines to shear the coal face.
It's removed our people from the operating environment. This is achieved greater than 20,000 exposure reduction hours per year per mine site.
The digital evolution has taken Anglo American 10 years of research and testing.
I think the main thing that we're seeing around autonomous technologies is that it brings a new level of safety.
Resources Centre of Excellence CEO Stephen Boxall doubted the technology at first.
There was certainly a lot of fear around would that lead to people losing jobs. What we've since learnt is that it's actually created jobs.
Anglo American says remote work is key to a sustainable and productive mining sector.
A longwall's 300 metres wide, extracting somewhere between 2 and 4.5 metres high.
Bryn Wakefield, 7 News.
Queensland's top baby names for 2024 have been revealed. Charlotte reclaimed the title of most popular girl's name for the first time since 2020. For boys, Oliver was the top pick, now 12 years running. But Rockhampton had different favourites to the rest of the state, with Isla the top name for girls and Noah for boys. Hazel and Grace are new to the top 10.
A new pedestrian bridge has been installed at Yeppoon's Adelaide Park to improve safety and accessibility. The $350,000 upgrade is part of Livingston Shire Council's push to expand its pathway network.